So, but it's good. Good experience. We gave a good actions.
And just show you that he is a great fighter, but I'm going into this camp, coming into this.
I think Mario is gonna go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but he's a legend. He already did what he did, so I really don't see a reason for him to come back. But
Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios shared a tense moment during their first press conference. When asked about Barrios' youth, Pacquiao laughed and said, "Don't worry about it." His composed yet confident reply reflected the veteran's unwavering belief in himself, setting the stage for a thrilling battle.
And are you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, young, sturdy. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Don't worry about it.
Mario Barrios steps into this high-stakes fight radiating calm confidence. During media engagements, he expressed full belief in his skills and team strategy. Barrios stressed they've analyzed Pacquiao's tendencies and aren't going in blind. Their plan is precise, aimed at exploiting what he calls a generational gap.
When you see the Manny Pacquiao fight, what can you learn from that fight?
It showed that combination punchers. That's how Pacquiao was landing. His punches, combinations, and just showed you that he is a great fighter. But I'm going into this camp, coming into this fight confident, everything right with our game plan, and I'm going to try to execute it as best as I can.
Manny Pacquiao's training camp mirrors the ferocity of his prime. At 46, he remains quick, precise in combos, and agile. Observers see a focused fighter fine-tuning every detail. The camp reflects urgency, not panic, but determination to show this comeback is real. He's mentally locked in, shutting out distractions.
No.
Roger Fernandez. Si Roger Fernandez.
Contrary to the belief that Pacquiao fully left boxing, he remained active behind closed doors, participating in low-key exhibitions. These private bouts, while not publicized, helped maintain his timing and condition. Pacquiao's choice to stay sharp after retiring shows his love for boxing hasn't faded.
A lot of people say, well, he's been inactive, he's older. Man, but he throw punches. He has a lot of experience, and his last fight was an exhibition, which still was a fight and still kept him sharp, punching, doing something. So it ain't like he just ain't been in the ring, ain't did nothing. Yeah, he been working. It's like them underground boxing matches are real fights, and it keep you off bold. Emmanuel Stewart used to do a lot of exhibitions for his guys, to get them sharp, to get them prepared for a fight. If they hadn't fought in a minute, just to have them fight sharp. What up, Keith? Yeah, just to have them fight sharp. So if they got in the ring and they hadn't fought in a minute, it won't seem like it. It'd seem like they just recently fought.
Boxer Jesse Bam Rodriguez didn't hold back on the Pacquiao vs. Barrios bout. He respects Pacquiao's greatness, but leans on youth. Rodriguez believes Barrios' energy and freshness will be too much for the 46-year-old. He even predicted a beatdown, emphasizing how retirement adds big risk.
I think Mario is gonna go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but he's a legend. He already did what he did, so I really don't see a reason for him to come back. But if he wants to get in the ring with Mario, then I guess Mario has to show him that youth. He has a youth, and Manny Pacquiao should have just stayed retired.
Yeah. That's what a lot of fans are saying, and are still kind of disbelief. But even looking at social media and the fans, they're thrilled just to see him back. So just to have him in the ring. thing, you know. And
Yeah.
fighters at that age are not competing.
I think that just says a lot about, you know, the type of fighter Manny Pacquiao is, the stardom he has. I mean, he's what, 46, 47?
He's 46.
And people are still excited to see him fight. So, I mean, that just says a lot about him and what he's done in his career. So, like I said earlier, to see a friend I grew up with fight Manny Pacquiao is just going to be pretty cool. And at the same night. So, it's a huge night for San Antonio boxing.
Veteran commentator Teddy Atlas added a nuanced view by noting Barrios' weight jump. While youth and size seem like clear advantages, Atlas argued otherwise. He reminded fans Barrios moved up from smaller divisions. That shift, Atlas claimed, weakens the idea that Barrios holds a size edge.
Not naturally as big a man as those other welterweights. So start there. That's a fair point. He moved up in weight, Barrios. So he's not a naturally big natural welterweight. And of course we understand Pacquiao has moved up. My God. I don't even know when he first turned pro, you would have thought maybe he could have been a jockey.
Yeah,
I mean, he was that
108 pounds.
round. You could move around, you know, navigate a little bit, say this, say that. But there comes to a certain point with everything that no matter how much you move the furniture around, you still know what room you're in. You still know what room. You can't fool yourself. And he's in a room where he's 46 years old with 72 fights. I rest my case, counselor.
Yeah,
Longtime trainer Justin Fortune likened Pacquiao to Michael Jordan, emphasizing sustained greatness. He said the comparison goes beyond talent. It's about longevity. Fortune praised Pacquiao's discipline, noting he hasn't allowed himself to grow soft or rusty. His rigorous habits reflect rare focus, even among top fighters.
His age, yeah, I mean, but you know, it's not, listen, he's 45, 46. 45, 46, but he's not. He's always active. He's always staying active. He's always doing something, mostly playing basketball, some sort of sport. I'm retired. So, no.
When Nate Diaz beat Conor McGregor, he said, "I'm not surprised." So Manny could say that after he beats Barrios, that he wasn't surprised that he's supposed to win.
Well, what they, yeah, DSP. I mean, different Diaz. You know.
He's already as fast as he's been all the years. He hasn't lost a beat.
No, even if he did lose a beat, he's still faster than anyone else out there. But you know, you just have to set a schedule because he's not 25 anymore. So yeah.
But what does it mean to boxing that he's back? What does it mean? Like, you can feel the festive energy.
Of course, because he's
an icon.
He's an icon. He's Pacquiao. He's the Jordan of boxing. Simple as that.
No, he has more championships than Jordan. He has 8.
No, you know, he's
I know, he's an iconic figure. Yeah, he is.
And boxing made it.
Yeah. No, it's true. The sport is hurting. There's nobody like Manny. Well, you're very popular these days. Everyone loves.
For Mario Barrios, this bout is not just a stepping stone, it's a career peak. Facing a legend like Pacquiao is a mix of pride, stress, and chance. He's voiced his admiration, yet says respect won't affect his effort. This isn't about hype, it's about proving himself.
One time I interviewed your sister, and she told me when you were kids, she would do the best in sparring. She would get the best of you.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, easily.
When did that change, Mario? When did that change?
He wasn't the only guy she got the best of in San Antonio. She got the best out of everybody, man. Shit.
No, yeah, my sister's a beast, man. Like she couldn't spar with other females a lot of times because they
unfair.
Yeah.
Mismatch.
She was like overwhelming, man. She was just naturally, strong, and so yeah, most of the time the spar partners, they were dudes, but I mean, I couldn't really even like spar with her serious. I mean, until I was like 17 or 18.
Wow.
We have Sean Gibbons here, Manny Pacquiao's right-hand man, advisor, head of MP Promotions. Sean, I know you spent a lot of time with Manny Pacquiao over recent weeks and months. There's a lot of conversations about Manny's comeback. What is the latest that you could offer and the update around the potential matchup with Mario Barrios?
Well, the latest is Manny's fighting an exhibition on 28th in Japan. So, you don't want to really look past that. But if he's successful there, Mario Barrios. We've talked about Conor Ben, which I believe was a great fight. That would have been a tremendous fight. We could have done it in England. We could have done it in the US. We could have done it in Riyadh season. But the fact that he wasn't able to come off the suspension, that put the brakes on that. So that brought us to Mario Barrios. He's the WBC world champion. Manny's first belt ever many years ago was a WBC belt. So I think
Ricky Hatton reacted to Pacquiao's comeback with both respect and concern. The ex-champ admitted boxing thrives on surprise, but questioned a title bout after years away. Hatton pointed to how today's sport evolves fast. He doubts whether Pacquiao's return can really meet fans' fairy tale expectations.
Mario Barrios for the WBC title a number of years out of the ring. What do you make of it?
Well, one, I hope he doesn't get hurt. I think there's every chance he could do. Secondly, I think how has he got to a world title shot? Fifth in the world, imagine if he was number 1 and 2 in the division and trained all your life to get there, and then Manny comes in after being retired 5 years and whatever it is, and goes into number 5 in the division. Boxing these days.
Carl Frampton was brutally honest in his assessment, calling the fight a joke. He questioned the reasons behind Pacquiao's comeback, hinting money may be involved. Frampton said integrity suffers and worried for Manny's safety. At 46, he warned, the risks of injury are high.
It's a joke, really. There's the thought. It's an absolute joke. I love Manny Pacquiao. Love everything about him. An all-time great in terms of what he's done previous. But that doesn't entitle you to just walk back in after 6 years and get a number 4 ranking with the WBC and fight for a world title. What about all the other guys that are waiting around? It's wrong. We seen Manny Pacquiao fight an exhibition against a kickboxer in his last fight, and kickboxers can't box, right? I've seen world champion kickboxers coming and sparring boxers. They can't box. They can kick, but they can't, and they can kick and box a little bit. They can't really box, and Manny didn't look great. I mean, yep, I don't know. The WBC, I think they have a lot of time for him, Richie O'Sullivan, but I think it's a mistake, really do, and they should be quite embarrassed alone.
Trainer Robert Garcia offered a thoughtful take, praising Pacquiao's place in history while expressing caution. Garcia said the Filipino legend deserves his spot among the greats, but emphasized aging affects everyone. He stressed that no matter the legacy, age is a challenge. Nobody escapes.
Retirement. Well, Pacquiao's a big name, and obviously Barrios a great fight for Barrios because he's a champion, and I think Pacquiao, being that they both have connections with PBC, that's the easiest fight to make. So, getting another title opportunity, I just the name obviously, but I really believe that Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting. I think it's actually going to be a little, I don't want to say sad because he's going to make a lot of money. So we can't feel sorry for him, but at 46, almost 47, it's almost impossible for I'm just 4 years older, 3-4 years older than him, and it's not easy to try to think you're gonna get in shape and be able to perform like the way you were when you were in 20s and 30s.
You think it's impossible for him to beat Mario Barrios right now?
Well, it's not impossible because he has power. That he should have that power. My voice, so I don't see that happening, but is it possible? Anything's possible, George Foreman did it. There's been others that do it, but I really don't see it happening.
But Pacquiao's speed's the name of his game. Do you think he doesn't have that? There's no way he doesn't have the same speed as before.
There's no way, bro. You guys, I don't know if you guys seen his last performance.
The exhibition where against that big guy.
It was actually embarrassing to see that shit, So it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
If Pacquiao wins, what does that do for him? Where does that put him all time?
Hell, come on, at that age, after like a few years, I don't know how many years he's been off, that'd be impressive. It's hard to think it's gonna happen, but that shit would be nice, right? It would be nice. Very few have done it, and he's actually one that could do it.
Pacquiao, he's probably top 5 all time, one of the greatest fighters. Does this?
Opinions are split on Pacquiao versus Barrios. Some think Pacquiao's experience and grit can overcome youth. Others see it more like a show fight. Comparisons to Tyson versus Jake Paul have surfaced. Yet Pacquiao's star power and the stakes make it a compelling, even if polarizing event.
Yes.
You got Manny winning?
No. Against Barrios?
Yeah.
No, I think, look, every great fighter got one great fight left in him. That had to be Thurman. And Manny, I think Manny seems to want to, appears to be like how Bernard and Roy were. Like, he's really one of those great old school fighters where you gotta he's gotta go out on his shield.
Yeah.
Going out on your shield used to not mean just in any given fight. It used to mean that's how they went out, period, fighters. And Manny's like that.
I do not want to see. It's really hard to see Manny Pacquiao losing to Mario Barrios because of who they are. But who they are now, you know?
Sean, I do not want to see like Manny on the knee, mouthpiece out. That's going to hurt me.
Kevin McBride, Mike Tyson.
That's going to hurt me.
For Pacquiao, this return isn't random. It's symbolic. He's fighting for the same WBC title that helped launch his stardom. That full-circle moment adds gravity to this fight. Winning the belt again would create a powerful final chapter in his story. Not just survival, but legacy.
At 46 years old, the Filipino legend is taking on WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios this July. But here's the kicker. Pacquiao's first world title was as a flyweight, and now he wants to retire as the WBC welterweight champ. Talk about a career comeback, but can the Pac-Man turn back time? He hasn't been in top form lately, while Barrios is coming off a tough draw. Will Pacquiao's experience triumph over youth, or is this one fight too far? Either way, July is shaping up to be an explosive month for boxing. Pacquiao's rolling the dice one last time. Will he make history as the oldest welterweight champ ever? Get ready for a showdown that'll have you on the edge of your...
Barrios's camp is taking no risks. Reports say training has been intense and strategic. Even with Pacquiao's age, they're preparing as if he's in his prime. They've stated they won't underestimate the icon. To Barrios, this fight is his chance to solidify his position.
They presented us, with this opportunity, and he said, you know what, I'll bite down for it one more time. And then from there, obviously we had a tough loss, but it was a competitive fight. And his first fight at 147 pounds, he goes on and takes on Keith Thurman. No tune-ups, no getting used to the thing. Goes at that point is about as good as you can get in the division, and took on that. So he takes on all comers, all challenges. His first world title against Batirov, the Russian, is about as tough as you could have done at the time. And so I think he's earned the right now to be in the biggest, best possible fights. And now it's going to be up to Al Heyman and Louis DeCubas Jr. on what they see is best and fit for his career, whether that's, Pacquiao, Spence, if that's a unification with Boots, Ennis.
Jeff Mayweather slammed the idea of Pacquiao getting a title shot. He said it's unfair to active fighters grinding for years. Pacquiao's time away should disqualify him from jumping the line. While respecting his past, Mayweather believes this comeback hurts boxing's merit-based structure and fairness.
Going for another belt, taking on Mario Barrios. What do you make of this?
Well, first of all, before I even talk about the fight, it seems that boxing has changed, because this guy has been retired for what, 3 or 4 years?
What's his last fight, Thurman?
Yeah.
Well, he's 46 years old.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is that he's done nothing to be fighting for a world title.
Oh yeah, for certain. Yeah,
So I mean, I don't understand why he's even fighting for a world title.
But to make a comparison, isn't that kind of the same thing though? Really, is like Floyd fighting Conor?
It's not the same.
Why not?
Because.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it.
No, I mean, he's been ranked. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's fighting a world champion from boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not. But no, I mean, the thing is that he's done nothing to actually be fighting for a world title, other than just his name and what he's done in his past.
Well, don't you think someone of his stature is legendary?
I mean, his stature is legendary, but still, you have guys that are fighting right now, that's fighting to try to get to that #1 spot. And basically, you have a guy that hasn't fought in I don't know how many years, just jumps up and take your spot, and it may win a title.
But we see that all the time, right?
That wraps up today's episode. Stay tuned and don't miss out.